Welcome back to the channel. So I actually had to remake this video because my battery died and I don't know how good it was. So I'm just gonna reshoot this and do the other side of the hood. I've actually already done this side and it looks pretty good from this view here. So this is my brother's Equinox. It's silver. It's really hard to show the application of the coating. That's the only downside to this. So I'll do my best that I can to show the application of it. And again, it's silver. Is probably the second hardest paint to coat. White is the hardest. After you polish those, you can kind of get used to how to polish a white or a silver painted vehicle. Prep, again, you know how to prep for a coating. You're gonna do, if this is gonna be your personal car, you're gonna do the whole decon wash, clay bar, your polishing step, and then your panel wipe. If you're using a primer polish like the Dr. Beasley's primer polishes, those don't require panel wipes, so you can skip a step there and save some time there. I'm using the DIY Detail Gold Standard polish, and I'm wiping this off with a rinseless wash towel, and then I came back with Meguiar Surface Prep M122 to prep the surface here. And so the coating we're going to be talking about is the Armour Detail Supply quartz coating. So they have some of the best packaging here. When you open it, like I said, I've already opened it because I coated one side and I ran out of battery, but you get a nice box. The applicator, this is a coating saver applicator. You get the 30 ml bottle. You get the application instructions here, how to maintain your coating, aftercare, and all that. So before we get all that, I want to kind of just go over the coating. This is a 66% solids coating, 99.9% purity quartz coating. So 66% of that bottle is coating. The other percentage is the carrier solvent. So that's a pretty high amount of solids in the coating. So again, it sets you back for $80 for 30 milliliters. I was just kind of looking through this. This is rated at 3+ years durability in a single layer. You can, if you're going to apply a secondary layer, they recommend waiting 1 to 2 hours before putting a secondary layer on. But you'll be fine with just one layer. If you have extra coating, coat the faces of the wheels if you didn't buy the wheel coating, and use it up because they do recommend to use it up within 30 days. If you seal it real tight, you can actually get it to last a little longer, so you can use it on various pieces here. If you have extra, like I said, coat your face with wheels, or just use in whatever you have left and apply a second layer to like the more heavy impact zones, like the front, the hood area, whatever. So the main ingredients for these coatings, these are silicon dioxide, so SiO2 or quartz, and then they have polysiloxanes and polysiloxanes in their mixture for the coating here. So that kind of goes to show you here, 3+ years as I mentioned, and you can put this on paint, paint protection film, vinyl wrap, chrome, plastic, and wheels. And the shelf life is 12 months, or it says use within 30 days of opening for best application experience. So kind of keep that in mind. Has a high temperature resistance as well, from what I recall, and you're going to be using about 15 milliliters per small car, 30 milliliters per truck. On here, I suspect I'm going to be using about 15 to 20 milliliters of this. And so let's get right to it. Now, the application of this, they tell you to on the instructions here, you can do 1 to 2 panels at a time, crosshatch, and you're going to let it set up for 1 to 5 minutes depending on the temperature and humidity. Generally 2 to 3 minutes is ideal, and you're going to look for uniform small sweat beads or a light haze to appear before removing. It's really difficult to capture on silver, so I'll do the best as I can to kind of do that. I'm not using the coating saver just yet because I wanted to coat the top surfaces first, because I'm not going to revisit those again, because I don't want to risk the chance of marring the side if I polish the side and I have to come back and fix it. So I'm just going to go ahead and just do the top first, get that out of the way, and just show the application here. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this to the hood. I don't even know how many drops I put on this thing. Put that down so it doesn't get in the way. Now with this coating, I found that I can work a pretty large area here, so I can actually split the hood in quarters and do the entire thing. So I'm going to just go ahead and apply a line here, and just do it like this. And that's all I need to do. Make sure I got the edges there. Actually, I'm going to do the entire hood here. I should have took this with me. I think I will. So you're going to apply just a nice even application here, and you're going to let it do its thing. Like I said, it's really difficult to capture the sweating effect on here. You guys know what that looks like. Take my towels over here. Yeah, I can't see any sweating effect whatsoever on this thing. That's the problem. So I bet you if you apply a thicker layer you can actually see it, but I just don't see it sweating. So I don't see the sweating effect. I see a slight rainbow effect, and again, if I use my finger to see if I'm ready to be wiped off and push the coating around, then I know it's not ready. If I'm not pushing coating around, then I know it's ready to be wiped off. So either the sweating effect happens so fast right now that I'm not seeing it. Like I said, it's really difficult to show on silver paint. I just don't see it. So I'm getting to the point where I'm going to just wipe this off in a second, and you can see a nice thick area right here. And if I left that on there, it would be a high spot. Now I'm using 2 towels. These are the CanCoat CarPro 2-phase light towels. I think that's what these were called. I don't know if they still make these. Avi sent these to me a long time ago. I still had some left. These were like 250 GSM. They're okay. They're good for like throwaway towels. Okay, so that wiped off real easy. If you catch this coating in time, it's really easy to wipe off. And you come back with your secondary towel and make sure that you have no high spots. Okay, so let me check this side out. I'm using my finger because that's a nice visual indication. Yeah, it's ready to be wiped off. This coating is slick. Think of this slickness as comparable to G-Technic Crystal Light or Gyeon Mohs. I still think C-Quartz SIC is still slicker than those. So that's it for the application. Pretty straightforward. I just want to show you guys how easy it is to apply. I'm going to go over this one more time. I'm going to wipe larger than what I worked to make sure that I don't have any excess coating here, so I don't get any high spots. And boom, you're done. And one thing I like about this coating, you can actually already see it. I'm kind of just looking and inspecting my area here, and I can actually already see it, is this, because it's a quartz based coating, it's going to give that high glass type look to it. And actually I can already tell how glassy this thing looks on the surface here. I know people kind of say the look is subjective. This is one of the coatings that's going to give you that real glass-like appearance. So if you really like that look, this is probably the coating you're going to want to go with for your vehicle. Like I said, it's very similar in terms of slickness to Gyeon Mohs Evo and G-Technic Crystal Light. And I don't know if I'm going to see this when my brother brings it back for the first wash. But that's the application, pretty straightforward. Again, I apologize because the paint is silver, so I couldn't show you the sweating effect of the coating here. So, but I did see a slight rainbow effect on there, and you can actually see how good that looks on here. So I'm going to go ahead and finish applying this to the rest of the vehicle. I'm going to go ahead and just do the top here and get that out of the way. Come back and polish the sides of the car here, and then coat those areas as well. And I'll bring you for the final walk around of this after I'm done coating this. Again, thanks for watching, and yeah, stay tuned for the follow-up here for the application. I'll let that cure and set up for a bit, and then I'll just do the spray bottle test on here just to show you the water beading effect for the coating. But yeah, this will look pretty good. All right, so I'll be right back with that second part. Welcome back. So I'm officially done coating the Equinox here, and I use the Armour Quartz coating. Now before I get these to the walk around, I want to kind of just share my experience using the coating here. This coating worked out very well. Like I said, I've used both coatings. I have the access to the professional coating here, which is the 5+ year coating, and this is a 3+ year coating, which is what I use on the Equinox, because my brother's not going to keep it that much longer, so the 3+ year is the one why I went with that coating. Very similar in terms that they're both high solids coatings. They are going to crisp up your applicator, and we'll get to that in a second. One of the differences I noticed when you're applying it, this one will tend to haze more when it's ready to be wiped off. This one will do both. It will do the haze, and it'll give you a slight haze, but it'll also do the sweating effect. I like to see that sweating effect be a bit more pronounced, kind of like Technicris Light or Gyeon Evo, just for an easier indication that it's ready to be wiped off. But other than that, it's like I said, it's a little bit more forgiving than the Pro one, slightly easier to wipe off than the Pro one. Slickness is about the same when you're wiping it off, but again, it's a very, very nice coating to work with. So if you're looking for a coating to try, you know, a 3+ year rated coating, consider this. I think you're going to be happy with this coating here. So the application is really nice. We'll take a look at the hydrophobics here in a second. And as I mentioned, your applicator is going to get pretty crunchy here. You're going to need probably a couple on hand. I used a couple applicators here, and you can just hear how crispy that is. It's not as crispy as the Pro one because there's less solids in there, but it still crisps up your applicator, and you're going to want to get yourself some, because I use this applicator like on maybe just from this fender here to the rear quarter panel. And like I said, it started to kind of crisp up. I ended up coating the roof and the hood a previous day. Like I said, by the time I finished the roof here and the hood, this side was already starting to get a little crispy. So just kind of know that going in. These are 1-layer coatings on top of kind of just that. Look how stiff that applicator is. It's just standing on itself here without me touching it. So it's pretty high solids here, and you know you're putting a very quality product on there, on the surface there. So that's pretty much it. And then on the glass here, I ended up doing 2 layers of the Armour glass coating here. I did 2 layers on the front and the rear because that's where the wiper's at. I did 1 on the side, and then I did 1 on the mirror here. And I heard they're coming out with a version 2 of this. I'd be curious to try this out. I think it's good now, so I'm really curious to see how much better the coating can get. And as far as the trim, I've coated this trim a long time ago with Carper Deluxe, and it faded over time, and I ended up using the Poor Boys Everlasting Trim Coating. This is a fantastic product. It's a lot better than Carper Deluxe. Better hydrophobics, better restoration ability. It just looks nicer, and it lasts longer. So that's why I've kind of chosen to go with this. I'm going to pick up another bottle of that. And then for the wheels, I was going to do the Armour wheel coating, but I changed my mind. I ended up using the rest of my Pro coating because I wanted to just use this up rather than just letting it sit on the shelf, because this has a shorter shelf life than some of these other ones. So I ended up just using this for the face of the wheels. And I mean, this thing looks good. So let me just give it a quick walk around here, and you guys can let me know what you guys think of it. Take the GoPro off my head around here, and let me get situated here. One other thing I will mention before we give you a walk around here, These coatings, because they're quartz-based coatings, they are going to give you that dipped in glass type of appearances. So if you like that look, consider this. I mean, you guys just tell me what you guys think as we walk around here. So that's what the car looks like. I want to give you guys a quick little walk around, and like I said, it gives you that dipped in glass appearance. Next, let me show you the hydrophobics. It's been kind of curing here for a minute, so I'm going to go ahead and put this towel down so I don't get too much water running off the surface. And I'm just going to grab a spray bottle here that just has water on it. And let's go ahead and take this here, and I'm just going to go ahead and spray it. Hopefully you guys can actually see it, and hopefully it translates well on camera here. So that's what the beading looks like. Real nice tight water beads. So I keep spraying it. You can see it just run off into the towel there. So very nice hydrophobics here from the coating. I believe this one's supposed to have better hydrophobics. Bradley can correct me if I'm wrong, or DJ can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching. If you guys are interested in picking up the coatings here, I will mention to just go ahead and use thank you 10. This will save you 10% off your order. I don't get any kickback with this discount code, so just go ahead and use this, and you guys can just enjoy some nice products. One other thing I did forget to mention is I used Vonix V-Light on the headlights and plastic, as you said, on the headlights and tail lights that are plastic. So I ended up just using that on there. So again, if you're interested in trying out some coatings from Armour, go ahead and give it a shot. But this is the Armour Quartz coating. Very hydrophobic. It looks great. Very user friendly. So definitely pick that up. We'll test and see how long it lasts. My brother's going to keep this car for probably another 2 or 3 years. And again, go ahead and use thank you 10 as your discount code to purchase some real nice coatings from the brand. And they have other products as well. One other thing I will mention is if you want to protect your coating while during the curing time, go ahead and put Amplify on there. You can put that on 4 hours after the application of the coating, before you let that go to the customer, or before you go and enjoy it for a nice drive. Just go ahead and put a nice layer of Amplify, increase the gloss, and you'll be happy with that. Alright, so again, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.